Thursday night, the best night of the week for NBA basketball. Hi there, everybody, and thanks for being with us on 2K Sports. And tonight we've got the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Charlotte Hornets here at Spectrum Center. Hi, everyone. Here with analysts Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. Here's the starting group for the Milwaukee Bucks. Inside, they have Giannis and Turner. Then there's Prince. Then there's Kevin Porter, and it's Rollins in at the shooting guard. And for Charlotte, Ball and Miller at the 1 and the 2. Miles Bridges is out there with Knipple, and it's Diabate in at the center position. And these teams have been prepping for this season tip-off game for months, Grant.
Oh, and for the players, the main feeling on opening night is relief.
Here we go.
You know, BA, all that hard work during the offseason and preseason is finally over. And now it's time to have some fun.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
Boy, he is so dangerous from this area, guys. Even when Giannis is defended tightly, he powers through it.
And Ball gets it to go.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. There's a screen by Turner. The drive by Antetokounmpo. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
On the drive, Giannis just deadly. His stride and his strength make him hard to handle once he gets going.
And here's Knipple from the arc. It's hauled in by Rollins.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Well, Clark, the Bucks certainly need to rebuild on some level, but they don't control their own draft pick until 2031.
NBA, that certainly makes things complicated and more difficult. A losing season won't do them any good in terms of the lottery. They've got to do their best to stay competitive while developing their young talent. That's a really difficult balancing act.
Fires in the triple.
Yeah, showing he can get dangerous off the dribble. Knipple fires before the defense even notices he's rising up.
Here's Porter. Cashes it in from 11 feet.
He's one of those guys who just knows how to generate offense.
Here's Ball. And Ball throws it down.
Well, he's an incredible ball handler at 6'7". LaMelo can get space for his shot practically anytime he wants to.
Antetokounmpo, the pass to Prince. From 8 feet away. That one goes in.
That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
The Hornets have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Antetokounmpo with it. And Bridges picks him up defensively. Pass to Rollins. Puts up a 3. The Hornets pull it in. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Bucks. That one in Milwaukee.
Just a tough road loss. You're going against players who are comfortable shooting in their own building. You have to find a way to disrupt their focus.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do. Much easier said than done, but they're capable of making it happen. It just comes down, I think, to will and desire.
And that one good.
Prince has a nice, varied offensive game now. Loves mixing it up and going with the floater when the opportunity presents itself.
And timeout called by Charles Lee. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Our 2K leaderboard, focusing on last year's three-point shooting leaders. You look at Prince. Boy, he's a sniper. Third best three-point shooter in the league.
He shot with nearly unmatched confidence from the arc last year, and the numbers and his position on this list clearly reflect that.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. Giannis Antetokounmpo is embracing his emotional leadership role. He said, "Before I was really serious and quiet, now I'm more vocal, smiling, having fun. It carries over. I love to lead by example, but I know that my voice carries a lot of weight. Back to you."
It sure does. Allie, thanks very much for the report. And Milwaukee has possession after Charlotte's three-pointer on the other end.
Porter able to draw the whistle there because he's such a dynamic scorer and playmaker.
Milwaukee shooting their first free throws of the game now.
And it's something they know that if they improve, can really have a big impact on their success.
Kuzma's checked in for the Bucks. Thomas comes in for Rollins. And timeout called by Charles Lee. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players.
4th and second chance points. And their team free throw shooting stats placed them in the top half of the NBA. Those are solid numbers, but they struggle to nail down true consistency from the line.
And what saved them in a lot of games, the second chance points. They were relentless on the offensive glass.
When you send somebody like him to the line, it's pretty much easy money.
Bridges misses.
I thought he had that one. I think he did too.
And Grant, for everything else he's accomplished, Giannis hasn't quite mastered the three-point shot.
And you know, he hasn't had to, B.A. You want him inside, hitting on those high percentages, shutting down the lane defensively, and, of course, controlling the boards.
Now here's Thomas. Shot clock at 6. Diabate grabs the board.
No defender in sight. He tries to take initiative, but ultimately comes away empty-handed.
Back to Miller. Lots of room. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. Antetokounmpo has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Count it. All 3 of his attempts have gone in.
And Antetokounmpo showing his versatility yet again. His dribble moves are virtually unguardable.
Here's Ball. 29 seconds left in the first quarter. And the three-pointer goes. Ball's got 7. The Bucks leading by 4. Pass to Thomas. Stolen by Miller. Here's Diabate. He's guarded by Porter. And there's a 3-second violation. Thomas with the ball. 3 seconds left. Can't get it to drop. Good scoring in this one as we conclude the first quarter. Bucks ahead, up by 4. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. All right, what stands out to you from Milwaukee in this one?
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second. We've got Jackson, Kyle Kuzma out there with Bobby Portis. Then it's Green, and it's Thomas in at the point. And one unfortunate distinction for the Hornets, Clark, the only NBA team to never win their division.
And to add to that, the second lowest number of playoff appearances after the Pelicans. And, you know, BA, with no immediate postseason prospects, Charlotte fans have to understand this is going to be a process that takes some time.
Harris is checked in for the Bucks. It's White with a drive. Banked it in off the glass.
The speed, the agility. I don't know how you'd stop White there.
Thomas outside. Shoots over White. And Thomas gets it to go on the assist by Harris. Thomas has gotten his first points in this one.
Well orchestrated. And then the pass is right on the money.
Portis with the steal. And here comes the break. Here's Harris. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Milwaukee.
I must say their defensive intensity has been impressive so far, really making it hard for the offense to hold on to the ball.
Another big component of their game early on has been their execution on the fast break. They're getting a bunch of easy baskets, pushing it in transition.
White, good.
And one thing I love about White's game, he scores on all 3 levels. He is not afraid at all to go inside.
And so timeout here by Doc Rivers. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. Well, we have a chance to hear from Shams Charania. He's calling in right now. Shams, great to have you on, bud.
Well, a debate is brewing. While the NBA has pushed back against load management in its 82-game league, prominent voices on the team side countering that. With much more movement on every possession, modern play style places novel demands on players' bodies.
A serious challenge. Okay, Shams, thanks for that report. And the Bucks making a change here. Turner, he's checked in for Portis. Antetokounmpo comes in for Kuzma. Prince is checked in for Green. And it's Rollins in for Harris.
You know, this is where Giannis still does most of his damage. He has the size, athleticism, and shot repertoire to hurt you inside.
Here's White. Ooh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. The motor of Kobe White. Grant seems to be ready to run the entire game and then some.
Oh, totally, B.A. For someone who is quick and can jump and has a strong handle, he's got plenty of stamina. And as a guard, you trust Kobe will make those effort plays.
And here's Green from the arc. Buries it from 3. Green's got his first 3 points of the game.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. The putback. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Turner's gotten his first basket of the night.
That's all about the ticker for Turner. Big heart, a real juggernaut on the boards who uses those long arms exceedingly well to get second chance opportunity.
There's 1:54 left to play in the second quarter. Here's Prince. Just 5 on the clock. Thomas misses. Here's Salon. Pass to James. 3-pointer. Prince grabs the miss. Here's Antetokounmpo. And Giannis with the dunk.
I tell you what, it's absolutely foolish and futile to let Antetokounmpo get space to sprint towards the rim. I mean, the dunks he jams home are just downright filthy, ugly, nasty, wicked.
He's finally leaving that dismal first quarter behind him. Took him a while to get going.
Inside, here's Turner, and then Turner with the dunk.
What athleticism from Turner, my goodness. He loves getting chances to throw it down like that.
Pass to Green. Oh, they get a hand on it. Oh, stolen by Turner. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Hey, Thomas is hard enough to defend when your defense is set. Don't give him room to roam.
James passes to Green. Knocks it down from distance. Green's gotten his second bucket on the night.
Defensively, you've got to apply more pressure to a shooter of his caliber.
2-second difference between shot and game clock. Here's Salon. Off target from outside. Now Antetokounmpo. He's got 10. Over James. And the Bucks getting another bucket right there.
You have to appreciate guys who can work the mid-range area. It's clearly how you keep defenses honest.
And I'll tell you what, guys, I mean, with this combination of size and touch, he's a real threat from mid-range.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports.
Fans, please join for taking the center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drums, please. They're thinking about the shot. Let's hear it for our contestants.
Thanks for joining.
It's not a huge deficit on the boards, but enough to where they're giving away possessions, and that adds up, guys.
Yeah, if they're playing a comeback.
And guys, let's turn our attention. Glad you could join us.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. It's been a clinic out there by Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
Ball and Miller at the 1 and the 2. Knipple out there with Miles Bridges. And it's Diabate in at the center position. So that's who Charles Lee starts in the second half. You know, Clark, last season saw the passing of Junior Bridgman, who played 10 seasons with the Bucks and whose jersey hangs in their rafters.
Yeah, he was a consistent, reliable scorer and just a quality teammate as well. But his legacy extends far beyond what he did in his 10-year career, which was quite impressive. His legacy as a businessman, philanthropist, community leader was in many ways unparalleled. Just a terrific guy and a great loss to Louisville, to the basketball family, but also to humanity. He was a shining star in all that he did for others.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Well, the Bucks want to capitalize on their bigs. Coach Doc Rivers said, one advantage we have is our size, and the slower the game gets, the bigger we get. So taking opponents out of transition, making it a half-court game, allows us to be a big basketball team. Back to you guys.
Leveraging that tall timber. Allie, thanks very much for the report.
The more Porter Jr. hits this, the more driving lanes will appear for him.
And it's Porter with the ball for Milwaukee. 6-point lead. To the inside. Here's Rollins. Lays it up and banks it in. Rollins has got 5.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
He's never going to pass up that shot. The defense giving him way too much room.
Tipped. And then Turner with the dunk.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
To the paint. And then Turner with the dunk.
And clearly not enough defensive presence there.
Well, he just took advantage and a ferocious jam.
And guys, that'll get his heart rate up a little bit, I can tell you that. Watch out, he can be a dangerous player when his motor is revved up that way.
His arrow's been trending up as of late, and he's been magnificent tonight.
I wasn't quite sure if he'd be able to maintain that same level of play. I had my doubts coming into this game, but consider my doubts disappear.
You get the sense Giannis Antetokounmpo is hungry to get another title club.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, he's definitely in the prime of his career and would like to add another Larry O'Brien trophy to his collection. He is getting older, but again, I think he's still in his prime, and he knows that while time is short, another championship could set him apart from a lot of the greats.
So Charlotte ends up going with a new group. Bobby Portis has checked in for the Bucks. 1:56 left in the third. Some nice passing by Milwaukee here. Rollins, no good.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Oh, he muscles it in through the contact. They call the foul, and he's on his way to the line.
And a nimble play by White, able to somehow adjust to the foul and still make the basket.
Kuzma's checked in for Turner. And this is year 2 for Coach Charles Lee at the helm of the Hornets, Greg.
Yeah, B.A., a long-time assistant. He knocked on plenty of doors before finally securing the lead role. And that determination to break through, something he's looking to impart to his young roster.
Charlotte trailing. Right side White. Here's Salon. Knocks down the long K. Salon, he's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Porter looks it over. Down low. Prince. That one drops, and it comes off an assist from Porter. Prince has gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
You know, Prince is far from just a shooter and penetrator, folks. I mean, this guy's got a nice feel for how to play inside, too.
James passes to White. His first shot attempt, and another basket for Charlotte.
They are shooting the lights out and doing a good job of maintaining this lead.
Not many empty trips for this group. It seems everything's falling for them this half.
And here is Kuzma. Still without a bucket. To the wing on the left. To the middle. Hornets shot is off. Here's Salon. An easy 2 on the layup. Now it's a 4-point Charlotte lead.
Great job right there, using his size to full advantage.
Porter from outside. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3. Moment ago, head coach Doc Rivers in the huddle.
Let's get the pace back in the game.
We've reached the 4th quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. Ball with a steal. On the floor for Milwaukee, starting the 4th quarter. Giannis plays the 4 with Porter playing at center. Green out there with Cameron Thomas. And it's Kuzma in at the 3.
Well, you look at Ball, and I really think he excels more in the open court than he does in the half court.
Here's Thomas. Diabate grabs the board. Diabate's got his 4th rebound in this one. Out to the right wing. Miller against Thomas. Pass to Knipple. Now here's Miller. Not a lot of room. Misses from short range. The Bucks trail by 6. Thomas with the ball. He's picked up by Miller. Here's Antetokounmpo. Giannis striding in. And yes, it's good. He's 7 for 8 now.
He is certainly one of the few true franchise cornerstones in the league. Few guys can take over a game like the Greek Freak.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Pass to Kuzma from deep. Sinks it from distance. Kuzma's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Here's Knipple. We're just over a minute and a half now into the 4th. Fires the 3. And out of bounds. Milwaukee will have it. So Milwaukee going with almost an entirely new group here. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Portis. Prince comes in for Kuzma. Rollins, he's checked in for Thomas. And it's Porter Jr. in for Green. And Doc Rivers calls timeout. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Doc Rivers' huddle. He seems pretty disappointed with the 3-point shooting, telling his crew we have to start making more outside shots. I want to see more 3s out there. Let's get aggressive. Coach is hoping some big production can make a splash for them.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Here's Antetokounmpo. In close. Antetokounmpo delivers.
It's been Giannis's night. His points have come in a variety of ways, and as usual, he has been relentless.
Yes, sir, with the 3.
Looks like he's shooting with a lot more confidence here in the second half.
Bucks trail by 4. Ready off the pass. He lays it in.
And you can just see and feel Antetokounmpo elevating his playmaking skills, really looking to get his teammates involved.
Book it. It goes.
With a tough road ahead, they worked hard to get a good shot.
The Bucks have gotten 4 of 5 attempts to fall so far in the 4th. Ball with it. Turner covering.
You know, you come up with the list of all of the creative players in the league, and, you know, you've got to have LaMelo Ball on that list somewhere near the top. You know, he gives you head-turning passes at least a couple of times a game.
And Milwaukee shooting very well, 62% and going right at the defense. Nice! That one's good.
Evolving as a leader right before our eyes. It's important that Turner continue to prove he can score in big moments.
Got a piece of it, and that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Porter. Shoots, and he gets the jumper to fall.
Wow, huge Huge points from Knipple, the youngster, ready for a big moment.
And there's the call on LaMelo Ball. That'll be a second foul of the game. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will keep it.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
Antetokounmpo inside. 6-footer, yes, sir!
For Giannis, his length and instincts on defense make him a feared shot blocker.
Miller on the wing. Misses the three! The Bucks trail by 3. Porter fires! Ball there for the rebound.
He will not be happy with himself. Got a good look from mid-range there.
Minute 9 left in the fourth quarter here. Jacks up a 3. Buries it from outside.
Yeah, consistency beyond the arc was a big selling point for Knipple. I mean, he's got really impressive accuracy.
Now Antetokounmpo. Counted.
Man, the attitude of Antetokounmpo, really impressive. Really what you want to see in your team's best player. He's a guy that doesn't back down when the game gets tight and things are on the line.
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
Here's Antetokounmpo. The strong finish by Giannis.
The combination of size and elite athleticism on full display from Giannis there.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
Let's loose for 3. The 3 ball is down.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
He is on one right now, carrying the offense. Just keep finding it.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Third personal foul. Third team foul.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
If there's anybody that can come out of college and command leadership right away, it's Knipple.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Stolen by Bridges. Here's Ball.
These calls can be so difficult for officials to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. The defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Good on both.
That should put this game on ice, not leaving any points behind.
Ball with a steal. Now the Hornets moving it up. Brandon Miller. He drills the wide open jumper. And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. This one was a fun one to watch. They were clearly in the driver's seat down the stretch.
They really were, B.A. They played with great intensity on both ends of the floor, and they didn't allow their mistakes to get the better of them.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, LaMelo Ball.
PlayStation